You will be challenged in your chaos.
Don't be defined by your mistakes. We can all look back and see times where we gave in to temptation. It's easy to be defined by one moment in life, by divorce, by how we raised our children. The enemy is called the accuser. He would love to convince you to let that one mistake to cause you to live down on yourself. You may have failed, but you are not a failure. Don't let that mistake define who you are. People will try to define you by your mistakes. Remind you of all the times you failed, the times you didn't measure up. Some people will choose to remember your failures more than your victories. Despite the time you make sacrifices to help others, but when you make one mistake, don't be surprised if people don't try to convince you to live condemned. God's not going to bless you. You went through the divorce. You gave in to temptation. Just sit on the sidelines. They don't determine your destiny. The only one that can stop you is you. If you wear labels that people stick on you, that will keep you from your destiny. You can't stop them from putting labels on you, but you can take them right off. I'm defined by what God says about me. I'm forgiven. My past is over. My failures are in my yesterday. And you know what? I'm not bringing them into today. What about the mistake? It's covered by mercy. What about the divorce? The times I've blown it, that's over and done. God is not judging you by one mistake. Why are you beating yourself up? Why have you settled where you are? There is an incredible future awaiting you. If you'll remove the labels that are telling you everything you're not, that doesn't have to stop you. The enemy would love for you to go through life living condemned, failure, unworthy. Do yourself a favor. Take off those labels and put on what God says about you. Forgiven, blessed, victorious. The good news is God doesn't judge us by one mistake, or for some of us, by 10,000 mistakes. You may have counted yourself out. God has already counted you in. That mistake is not who you are, it's what you did. That one bad season doesn't determine the rest of your life. Here's the key. God doesn't define us by our mistakes. He refines us by our mistakes. That addiction that you're struggling with, that is a season, not a lifetime. Don't let it become permanent. Put on some new labels: free, whole, restored. You may have made mistakes, but you have to learn to forgive yourself. Sometimes we can forgive others easier than we can forgive ourselves. I blew my marriage, wasted years of my life on drugs. You can't change what's behind you, but you can do something about what's in front of you. God's mercy is bigger than any mistake that you've made. Quit dwelling on everything you've done wrong, how you didn't control your temper. The moment you ask God to forgive you, He forgave you. Quit replaying your failures, thinking of the times that you didn't measure up. That's just making you more guilty, more condemned. God knows we're not perfect. He knows we're going to make mistakes. God already knew it was going to happen. You're still going to accomplish your dream. You're still going to meet the right person. Now do your part. God is saying, get back in the game. There will be times God takes you into things you don't understand. The door closed. The contract didn't go through. Thinking, God, I was being my best. What did I do wrong? Some doors are supposed to close. Some opportunities are not supposed to last. If we let what seems like a failure define us, then we will miss what God really had in mind. You don't know what God is up to. When we go through what seems like a failure, it's easy to think, I don't have God's favor now. No, stay in faith. You're on the verge of a new level. Now, keep passing these tests. Other people may judge you by where you are. Don't pay any attention. God has the final say. They will see you promoted. in a position of greater favor. Don't judge your future by where you are in the desert. Don't let what you've been through taint the rest of your life.